1914. Old empires, tangled alliances, a continent on a hair trigger. Look closely. Treaties and secret pacts lace countries together. A single spark could set the whole map ablaze. Dear Clara, he writes, the mud never seems to end, and the nights are full of distant guns. Voices in the trenches become the rhythm of survival. Letters like this carried homesickness and a hardening truth. Beneath the map lay deeper forces. Swelling nationalism, imperial rivalries for colonies, and a feverish arms race. Nations prioritized power and prestige. Militaries were primed, and public opinion often pushed leaders toward confrontation. On June 28, 1914, a shot in Sarajevo killed Archduke Franz Ferdinand and his wife. One event, amplified by tense politics and fragile diplomacy, set in motion the July crisis that would not be contained. Diplomats exchanged ultimatums. Alliances converted local conflict into a continental test. Mobilizations were called, promises invoked, and leaders chose sides rather than compromise. The web of obligations became a mechanism for escalation. Once mobilizations began, timetables ruled. Railways, reserves and plans set in motion armies on a strict schedule. Declarations followed quickly once the first domino fell. Retreat was scarce. Germany's Schlieffenplan aimed for a quick sweep through Belgium to knock France out early. The race to Paris led to frantic movements, cavalry probes, and the first clashes that would shape the Western Front. Stalemate birthed trenches, lines of mud, barbed wire, and waiting. Soldiers endured cold, water, and constant shelling. Front lines shifted little while human suffering became immense and routine. Industrialized killing transformed warfare. Machine guns shredded advances. Chemical agents introduced a new cruelty. Tanks began to cross no man's land, and aircraft changed reconnaissance and combat. Technology outpaced the laws of war. Marne stopped the initial German advance. Verdun became a grinding test of endurance. Somme showcased massed infantry assaults and staggering losses. These battles reshaped tactics and left millions bereaved. Fighting on the Eastern Front was more fluid. Russia's vastness strained logistics. Heavy losses, economic collapse, and political upheaval led to the fall of imperial dynasties and opened the door to revolution. Naval blockades strangled supplies. Submarines attacked merchant ships in unrestricted campaigns. The U-boat threat brought the war to civilians, strained neutral rights, and helped pull new powers into the conflict. 1917 shifted the balance. Revolution in Russia pulled it from the war, creating new political realities. Across the ocean, U.S. mobilization added fresh manpower and material that would tip the scales for the Allies. On the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, guns fell silent. Relief mixed with sorrow as soldiers learned the cost of victory. Millions dead and entire landscapes scarred. Peace negotiations imposed reparations and redraw borders. The Treaty of Versailles sought accountability but also sowed grievances and economic strain that echoed into the next generation and beyond. Memorials and remembrance keep the memory of sacrifice alive. WWI reshaped societies, accelerated social change, and taught bitter lessons about diplomacy, technology, and the human cost of industrialized war. We close by listening to the voices of those who lived it. Letters, diaries, and monuments urging vigilance. Remembering World War I helps guide how we value peace in the century that followed.